Alright everybody, so today we are going to be changing a fuel filter in a 2005 Ford F-150, and for that we're going to use, of course, a fuel filter from Motorcraft that is exact match to this truck, possibly a fuel line clamp, fuel line scissors, disconnects, and then I'm going to be wearing these goggles because I do not want any gas to get anywhere near my eyes. So they're a whole wraparound face shield. So I'm going to wear all that, and that should be all the tools that we need to perform the job. So let's get underneath the truck and see what we're up against. Okay, so before you crawl under the truck, one of the things you're going to want to do that'll make it just a little bit easier is if you take the gas cap off of it, you can hang it on that little, there's a little hook right there. I don't know if a lot of people know that. You can hang it right there. And that will help relieve some of the pressure that's going actually to the fuel filter into the engine of the truck, so that way you don't have a bunch of fuel dumping all over you as you're down there trying to change it out. Okay, so the fuel filter, it is located almost right underneath the driver's side door inside one of the truck frames is where it's located. So what you're going to want to do first is disconnect this side first, then that way it'll be a little easier to get to that far side clip that's right up there. Okay, so how you're going to want to undo that clip right here is you push it in and then start to pull out. You can wiggle it a little bit and it should, seeing it starts to come right out. So you pull it up and you want to try to keep your fuel line up so that way there's not a bunch of fuel that leaks on you. But that's how it comes off. You just push that little orange piece right in like that and wiggle it a little bit and pull it out, and it comes right out. This that's right here, this clip that's holding on the other side of this fuel filter, you're going to want to pull it up like that and push it out, wiggle it a little bit, and then if you pull it up, it comes all the way out, right out of your way. That's how you remove that clip that's on it. And then we're going to get our scissor tool and put it right on that fuel filter hose right there into that and disconnect it. So this is the fuel disconnect tool I was talking about. So what you're going to want to do is take it and put it right on that line right there, and it squeezes together just like a pair of scissors. So it squeezes together, and then it goes inside of the line, and then it'll pull right out. Okay, so as you can see, I've got it changed. I've got it setting all the way up on the nozzle, or whatever you want to call it, that comes out of the fuel filter. You want to make sure that when you put your filter on, that little arrow is always pointed towards the engine of the truck. That's the flow of the fuel filter. So it's saying it's coming from the gas tank going to the engine. You don't want it pointed the other way. You always want that arrow pointed towards the truck. And so what you do now is you just take that and set it right back in the holder that it comes on. Make sure it's solid in there. Make sure that piece up there, make sure that it isn't leaking or anything has come out. Then you want to put this clip back on. So how you want to do this is you take the clip and you put it back on here first, so it's sitting down on it like that. Then you push this side down, and then it should either automatically go into place like that, or you may have to push this side down and then push this forward. But how that works is just like that. You push this side down first, make sure this groove is sitting inside of here, make sure it's all solid like it is, and then that's good. Make sure this is pushed down all the way, and then you want to work back over onto this one. So you want to grab your fuel line wherever you stashed it, and once again set it on here, and it'll go past that little clip and you should be able to hear it click. That click that you just heard means that it's setting in all the way. You may need to center your filter a little bit so that way it leaves about the same slack on this side as on this. And that click that you heard on this line, you should have heard the same thing on this line over here when it's set into place like that. So that click should be heard on both sides, and if it's not, you'll need to check it and redo it again. So that is changing a fuel filter on a 2005 Ford F-150. The only thing that's left now is to turn the engine over and make sure that there are no leaks from either side of this, and if there's not, you're good to go. Be sure once you get it all put back together, grab your gas cap, stick it back in, give it a nice little twist, close it, you're done.